That's when I'll do proper intro. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our Clearstem holiday skin survival, talking about all of the holiday breakout triggers to have the clearest and glowiest and glassy skin this holiday season. We want to teach you all about what can add on to some of those extra breakouts and extra triggers that you may not have been aware about. So you can feel really confident this holiday season and know where some of those breakouts are coming from. And hopefully, with some of these tips that you want to take action on, avoid some of those acne spikes. So, with that said, let's jump in.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming on. Okay, so starting from the top, Clearstem started in a very grassroots fashion. Kayleigh and I are both extremely acne prone. I am the most acne prone person on the planet. I've decided. It runs in my family really bad, like level grade 4 cystic acne on both sides of my family. So I never stood a chance. I went on a decade long prescription journey to try to get my acne under control. And yeah, it didn't work. So basically, my acne started when I got to college. That's when it got really bad. I started, eating dorm food. I started wearing makeup. I didn't know anything about pore-clogging ingredients. I got on a birth control. It was the wrong birth control for acne, and I had no idea how to take care of my skin. So I'm in college dealing with like aggressive cystic acne, face, neck, chest, back, like you name it, right? And I'm also a biology student. I'm planning to go into dermatology, go to med school, fascinated with the human body. So, as I'm taking classes on cellular biology and immunology and genetics, I'm also dealing with my own insane acne struggle. What would happen is I would go to my appointments with various different types of doctors, and I wasn't able to get any answers. I would come with a list of questions, just being a curious student, and I wouldn't get any answers about, what foods I should be eating, what foods I should be avoiding, what's like the right skincare routine for me. It was just prescription, prescription, prescription. So over the course of my 20s, I was on antibiotics and then stronger antibiotics. I was on multiple types of birth control to try to find the right one. I was on spironolactone multiple different times. It made my hair fall out. And throughout my 20s, I did Accutane 3 separate times. My acne came right back every single time, even after the Accutane. It came right back within a couple of months. And I now know that it was from pore clogging ingredients in the products I was using. And then there were a couple of things in my diet that were continually breaking me out. So we packaged all that up into Clearstem. So basically, when I figured out that I needed to solve my own acne journey, I wound up back in school, esthetician school. I enrolled in esthetician school at night just to get access to information that would help me heal my own skin because I knew that the traditional medical route wasn't working for me. So I was in school at night just to get access to information to heal my own skin. And while I was there, I saw that treating acne was actually that medical profession I had always wanted but didn't know existed. Because even though I was studying biology and genetics, I had decided to not go into med school because I was so disenchanted with my own experience in our medical system. So I was like, I don't want to join that system. But coming full circle, because I had to solve my own acne journey, I saw a medical profession and treating acne, and I was like, this is my dream. So I never looked back. I left the corporate world. I shadowed under a lot of the top people in San Diego so I could learn. I worked at med spas, learned microneedling, old therapy, injectables, every different type of facial. And then I learned under a couple of different acne focused people and wound up starting San Diego Acne Clinic about 11 years ago. And I met Kayleigh as one of my first clients.
So when I met Danielle, I was in my mid 20s. I had recently got off birth control, and within a matter of a few months, my skin just completely exploded. As a teenager and in college, I dealt with what I'd consider a bit more traditional breakouts, never aggressive acne. So this happening in my mid 20s, really aggressive acne, I had no idea what to do. I'm an integrative health practitioner, and so I really look at the system of the body as a whole and view everything as very interconnected. And so this is why I didn't necessarily want to jump to going on prescriptions, because the question I always ask myself, and is just why, like, what is happening? What is causing this? I want to get to the root of it. So I started diving into trying to figure out solutions for my acne at the time. I was going down rabbit holes of so many different things. I knew nothing about skincare at the time, guys. I knew absolutely nothing. I just knew what marketing told me. I knew so much internally about the body, but didn't really understand skincare ingredients. I didn't understand what non-comedogenic meant. So I was buying every product you could possibly imagine that said it would help my acne. I tried everything for about a year, from like DIY treatments at home to drugstore brands to dermatologist approved brands to a $300 serum that promised it would cure my acne, and nothing worked. I tried every diet, elimination diet, Candida, SIBO, you name it. It felt like my skin was just getting worse. And so then when I felt so exhausted and I felt like I had no other choice, I thought, I guess I have to go on Accutane. Like I really don't see what other options there are for me. So if anyone's familiar, with the prescription medication of Accutane, it takes you 30 days to go on it. You have to take 2 pregnancy tests. So I had that 30 days of in between to still figure out if I was going to do anything else. Thank goodness, one last Google search, up pops San Diego Acne Clinic. I meet Danielle, and my whole world was turned upside down into the actual root causes of acne and breakouts. Whether you're struggling with having in like increased breakouts around your period, around that time of the month, increased breakouts around a stressful time in life, which we're going to talk about. Sometimes the holidays can feel really stressful for people, and you have an increase in breakouts, or if it's more aggressive and systemic cystic acne, really all ends of the spectrum. And when I met Danielle and my whole world was opened up into this, it was the first time I ever felt seen, heard, and understood for my journey. And that's really where Clearstem was born. And that's really why over the years, Clearstem has resonated with a lot of people, because we understand that people have maybe been trying a lot of things for their skin, whether it's aggressive acne or it's just those really pesky breakouts right around your period. And you're like, oh, do I have to deal with this every single month? Like, I don't know what's going on. And so Clearstem is really here to provide the education, the support, but also the products that are going to really help with both acne, breakouts, and also anti-aging. So helping with just the general health of your skin, strengthening of your skin barrier. And that's why we're really here. And that's really why Clearstem exists. So this is just a picture of my skin on the left when I met Danielle. This is what I talk about when I was dealing with aggressive acne. Our very first product that Danielle formulated was our Cell Renew Serum. So after I got clear, you can see I have a little bit of scar damage in the middle. I started using the Cell Renew Serum that Danielle was formulating, and that's truly why I have no scar damage today. I'll let Danielle talk a little bit more about the why behind that formulation, and also why it was the very first product that she formulated.
Yeah, God, I love this transformation picture. It never gets old looking at it. So my method for clearing acne, it was a very much like a checklist, an elimination list, if you will. Diet, certain things in the diet, certain things in vitamins, and pore-clogging ingredients in your skincare. So I was getting people clear really, really well. But if you have acne, you're also dealing with acne scars at the same time. And some of us scar a lot more easily and a lot darker than other folks. So anyone of color, anyone who has a parent of color, anyone with olive undertone. So like any of my clients of color or who were prone to really bad scarring, I had to be really careful with them, because even the treatments that you could do for acne and scarring could hyperpigment, aka leave a brown spot. So it's like they wanted to get treatments done for scarring, but those alone could scar them more. So I knew I had to heal their scars from a totally different angle. I love formulating. So I knew a product I wanted in my head. I had tested like hundreds of products by then. In esthetician school, you get to play with a million things, right? And I'd experimented and tried like hundreds of products by then. So I had a couple benchmarks. I'm like, I want it to have stem cells because we need that for the skin to regenerate. I want it to be calming because acne scars can't heal unless they are in a state of calm. And also, it needs to help control like hormonal acne on the surface of the skin. So there's some herbs that can kind of help do that, like oil control. So I was like, I knew what this product needed to be. I knew what I wanted it to feel like. So it's almost like creating a police sketch of something. I took this concept and I met with a few labs in Southern California, and they all told me like the project was too small. And I found one that believed in what I was doing, saw the concept for the product, and was like, yeah, that would be great. And there's nothing like it. And she agreed to take on this little project of mine. Her son actually had acne, this chemist. So her son was dealing with acne. And so her heart was aligned with the cause. So she let me make this passion project with her. And I would get lab samples back, because you get little samples from the lab each iteration. They try and you tell them, hey, I like this one, but I want it to be less sticky, or I like this one, but I want it to be more cooling, or what have you. So I'd get lab samples back. And I happened to be in the phase of Kayleigh's treatment where she was just working on the scarring. So I would save lab samples for her, and we would geek out. And then it became very clear that we had a winner in one formula. And that is now our Cell Renew. That's the blue one. So that is our OG skin healing serum that's mainly focused on scarring. But that's where it all started. It started because we wanted to heal the scars and get rid of the evidence of the acne. And for my clients of color that hyperpigment really easily, they needed this. So that was literally the foundation of Clearstem. And from there, Kayleigh was talking about it a lot on her blog and her podcast, and the community just really resonated with our journeys and needed the information that we passed, the information that we went over in San Diego Acne Clinic. The wider community needed that. So our mission became to scale that process and that information and education around pore clogging ingredients. We needed to scale that to the masses, and that is how Clearstem came to be.
All right, let's jump in. So, Clearstem, we are your internal and external solution for clear skin. We have our internal supplements that support the internal root causes of breakouts. And of course, all of our topicals have no pore clogging ingredients ever. Next slide. All right, so in this masterclass, we are going to be talking about holiday season breakout triggers. So we're going to be talking about the internal dietary triggers, stress and blood sugar, and then the external causes of breakouts, which include pore clogging ingredients that we're going to discuss, and a big shift in the weather here. So we typically see colder, drier weather. We typically see heat being turned on in the houses, which can really just not contribute to a healthy skin barrier. It can lead to a bit of a more broken skin barrier. And broken skin barriers are the perfect recipes for breakouts happening. So we're going to talk about how to really support your skin barrier during the holiday season and during the winter season where it's a bit colder and drier. This
Clearstem
is
face map.
this is our Clearstem face map. We feel very proud about this face map because traditionally when you see face mapping, you see the traditional Chinese medicine face mapping, which is very true, but it's missing a lot of really key pieces. Because if you point to one area of your face and it says that your gallbladder, if your gallbladder is weak, that's why there's a breakout here. What do you really do with that information? And what if in that same area, you're also applying bronzer that has pore clogging ingredients? And it may not have anything to do with your gallbladder and everything to do with the fact that your bronzer in that same area has pore cloggers. It also may not be addressing, have you been taking more B12, zinc, and vitamin D? Because all three of those supplements can raise testosterone levels and it can cause hormonal breakouts. The Chinese face mapping doesn't count for biotin. Biotin can be a major root cause of acne and breakouts. So we created the Clearstem face map where you have 4 different layers that tackle the 4 key areas of variables that are going to contribute to your breakouts. So we do have the traditional, TCM is short for traditional Chinese medicine. So we do have the traditional Chinese medicine chart that you'll see is overlapped here in the purple. So you'll see where things are linked to the heart, the bladder, the small intestine, digestion. The biggest ones that we like to look at for acne is really looking at intestines, digestion, liver, stomach. Those are going to be the biggest ones that are impacting acne as far as hormonal. Of course, the whole body is all interconnected. All of them are important. But when we see a sluggish liver and your liver is in charge of filtering out hormones, a sluggish liver can cause a hormonal imbalance, which can cause breakouts. So it is important to see that. But where we really like to layer on is the Clearstem secret sauce, which is dietary triggers, pore cloggers, and over supplementing. So dietary triggers, these are the biggest ones. Everyone is going to have nuanced ones. Like, for instance, you might have that friend that they're like, every time I have chocolate, I wake up with a breakout. But then you may eat chocolate and be totally fine. That's a nuanced one. That one isn't necessarily for the masses. The more foods and areas of diet that are a bit more for the masses, which means the most likely to trigger breakouts in excess amounts are eggs, dairy, sugar, stevia, and gluten. Eggs is a really, really big one for people. It's one that is very much overlooked. It was my personal biggest acne trigger. I was eating eggs every single morning for breakfast and had absolutely no ideas that eggs were a big acne trigger. They're also on the top allergen list. So when you're looking at like foods that have low allergen foods, they're always ones without eggs in them. So it does have an impact on your immune system. And for eggs, it's not necessary that you give them up forever, but we always recommend with these foods and dietary triggers, we recommend the best course of action is always removing for 60 days and then slowly bringing back in maybe a few days a week and seeing what your threshold is. Dairy, really big one for a lot of people. A lot of people know they're like, oh, I had a cheese plate last night, or I had some pizza or ice cream, and I wake up with a breakout or two in the morning. Very, very common. A secret hiding place for dairy that a lot of people don't realize is whey protein and colostrum. Both whey protein and colostrum are dairy. So if you're having whey protein in a smoothie or shake every single day, or it's in your favorite protein bar, that could be a little secret trigger. If you're putting colostrum in your coffee, in your smoothie, shake every morning, that could also be a hidden one of dairy for you. So make sure to look out for those. Sugar, obviously a dietary trigger. It's going to spike blood sugar levels, which can also create a thicker, stickier oil. It can cause your pores to get clogged a little faster. Stevia, really big one we've been seeing lately. This one's definitely about the dosage a little bit more because stevia every once in a while, totally fine. What we're finding is stevia's in your coffee sweetener, it's in your protein powder, it's in your greens powder, it's in your electrolytes. And then all of a sudden, 10 products later, you're having stevia in literally 10 different products a day, and you had no idea. You're having 4 electrolytes in your day with all of your water, and you had no idea you're having stevia every single time. So we always recommend removing for a little bit, and then maybe picking like one product a day that you want to choose to have your stevia in, not all of them. And then gluten. Gluten shows up differently for everyone. Sometimes it causes just some digestive stress. Some people get really tired. They get headaches. Some people get joint pain. But other people get acne. I absolutely get acne from gluten. So this is just all about like your bioindividuality as well. But these are the top ones if you are currently struggling with getting clear skin to remove for 60 days, slowly bring them back in and see how your body responds. The next one is I'll go to over supplementation and then we'll jump into pore cloggers because that's a bigger conversation. So over supplementation, B12, zinc, biotin, vitamin D, are these all great for your body? Absolutely. We are not saying to not to have these things. In excess, aka over supplementation, B12, zinc, and vitamin D can all raise testosterone levels and it can cause hormonal breakouts. Where you'll see vitamin D and dairy as well, you'll see it around where you have a goatee area. So you like hormonal acne will be around the jawline. So look around jawline, look around kind of like mustache, goatee. Those could all be signals that you're over supplementing in B12, zinc, and vitamin D. Biotin's another one as well. So even if you aren't taking these in standalone supplements, it's always great to check your multivitamins, check your immunity supplements, your maybe brain or focus supplements, your greens powders, any other enhancements you're having throughout the day in powder or supplement form. Energy drinks are a big one that contains a lot of these too. So try to find those little sneaky areas where those excess amounts might be hiding. And Danielle, would you like to take pore cloggers?
Yes. The main thing that all the face mapping gets wrong, it doesn't include pore clogging ingredients. Pore clogging ingredients will give you acne everywhere. So when I'm looking at someone's skin and they're telling me they're breaking out, the first thing I do is look for, is there some sort of consistent pattern that's happening all over the face? That is a sign that it's a product that's going all over your face. Top three that break people out: sunscreen, moisturizer, makeup. It is so rare to find a random sunscreen that doesn't have some sort of pore clogging ingredient. That's why if like the true like acne girls here like know what it feels like to be terrified to use sunscreen, because most of them do break you out. So yeah, face mapping is really useful to understand that there's different parts of your body that when they're off will create acne in certain zones. I love that it gets people thinking about that. But if there's acne all over your face, it's something that's going all over your face too. So I can't stress the importance of running all your products through the checker that we built. That is just step one. No matter where you're at in your journey, that is step one. You can be doing all these other things right. You can have the perfect diet, perfect stress, eating clean, organic, all of that. But if there's still pore cloggers in your products, you will still have acne. And I've seen it a lot and experienced myself where, you look at a traditional face map and it just makes you spiral more because you're like, oh my God, do I have something wrong with my small intestine and my kidneys? What does this mean? And it's just, I've seen people just spiral unproductively when the issue was in their products all along, or it was eggs or something like that. So share this face map with your friends who struggle with acne. It will save them a lot of anxiety.
So we covered some of this already, but this is just a really great screen grab if you want to read more and see more info as we dive deeper into holiday foods. So again, the biggest thing we don't want to cause is any fear in holiday foods. It's more about picking and choosing when you want to have it versus when you don't, right? Like let's say you have a ton of holiday things to go to and you're like, okay, these first 5 holiday parties, I'm going to kind of skip the dairy because I don't feel like breaking out for these holiday parties. But then when Christmas actually hits, I want all the things. So it really is just about picking and choosing for you. And it's just the awareness around these things. So if you're making something at home, where can you swap dairy for non-dairy alternatives? So if it's your coffee, like if you love those like really crazy coffee creamers and things like that, where can you find just like I know Milk makes a really good pumpkin spice almond milk that is so delicious, where you still get that like fun holiday spirit to your coffee without all of the sugar and dairy. And so, why dairy is a major culprit, cow dairy specifically contains IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor, which can trigger hormonal acne around the chin and jaw. Again, I mentioned whey protein as a sneaky culprit. So, alternative milks that we love almond milk, we love coconut. If you want to get really fun, there's like pistachio milk, there's cashew milk. And so, feel free to make it really fun for you. I really like the creamier ones better, so I'm not the biggest almond milk fan. I like to go for like a pistachio, coconut, or cashew because it has a little more of a milky like consistency, what gives you that like cream flavor. Gluten, again, as I mentioned before, it increases inflammation in your body as a whole. So it's really just about where inflammation shows up for you the most. And that's where you're going to see it. So whether that's sinus issues, headaches, feeling really tired, digestive stress, feeling really bloating, or it's breakouts. Eggs. So eggs are a really tricky one. It really is the albumin protein in the egg whites that are a little more of the sneaky breakout trigger here. So albumin protein can be really challenging for the body to break down, and so it can contribute to hormonal imbalances and acne when in excess. There's also a high amount of progesterone in eggs. So if your progesterone levels are already off or you're already dealing with hormonal imbalances, this can just add a bit more friction and frustration to the hormones trying to balance out. So when you're working on creating more balance in your hormones, or when your hormones are going a little more haywire right before your period, these are kind of the times of the month to maybe be a little more simple and remove some of these triggers. Excess sugar. So when you eat lots of sugar, especially when it's not married to like a fat or a protein, that's going to slow down the digestion of it when you're just having sugar. So liquid forms are sometimes the highest amount of sugars that hit you really fast, or having sugar on an empty stomach. It can really spike your blood sugar levels, which are triggering breakouts. So especially it's good to take a look at what you're consuming in the first few hours of the day and making sure that that time of day is a lot lower in sugar for you. The body's a lot more sensitive. It hasn't had food in your stomach for most of the day yet. It's really, really fresh. And so, eliminating high amounts of sugar first thing in the morning, you will see not only a massive change in your like reduction of breakouts, but also just a massive change in the health and the glow of your skin and also your energy levels. You're going to sleep better, you're going to feel better, you're going to feel less bloated, going to feel less agitated. Sometimes we have like sugar first thing in the morning, you can feel like agitated and have a crash later. So it's going to just help you in general feel so much better. When you do want those sugary things throughout the day, just make sure you're pairing it with a protein and healthy fat. We just need something that's going to help slow it down so it's not hitting our system as hard and as fast.
Stress and blood sugar. Yes, holidays. Spikes both of these. So we all know that stress is unavoidable. It's a necessary part of life, and it's all about how we relate to it and how we control what we can control. During the holidays, it's packed schedules. It's a lot of family times. It's a lot of obligations, holiday parties. It's just a lot, right? Travel, all of that can really have different impacts on people's systems, and also your immune system gets triggered when you travel and have a lot of stress. So not only is it the first layer of stimulation, it's the fact that your immune system is going to be like fighting all this stuff off at the same time. So what you do, you prioritize your sleep. Sleep is the foundation of everything. Have really good sleep hygiene. Put your phone in another room. Do the low lights, after like 8 p.m. Take your melatonin or your pillow time or your magnesium, whatever it is, like whatever your nighttime ritual is, make sure you're doing that, at 8:30, like every night, maybe an hour and a half before you want to go to bed. Just be really disciplined during this time of year so that your body can actually recover and repair. Sleep is your first line of defense. Moments for self-care throughout the day. We love taking calls, walking, or, just making time to do little walks or little stretching or little moments of self-care during the day. Blood sugar. So blood sugar is, I feel like, associated with every type of sickness and illness and ailment in life. If you control your blood sugar, you have a cascade positive effect on everything else that you will encounter. So ways to do that, make sure you start your day with protein. If you have carbs or sugar, make sure that you pair it with protein. Like, for example, you're at a party, like a work party or something, and everyone brought a bunch of cookies. It's cookie bake off time, right? What you can do is have something like beef jerky. You can have a protein shake. You can have something that's accessible to make sure you eat that before you go and have a bunch of pastries or desserts. If you're going to go to some sort of party or event where you're going to be drinking, make sure you have some protein first. That way the alcohol and whatever's in the alcohol doesn't spike your blood sugar unnecessarily. ACV Clear is our little apple cider vinegar tincture. It has detoxifying herbs, apple cider vinegar, and really good stuff for the liver and lymph. So taking that before you're going to drink alcohol or have sugar can really help minimize any glucose spikes. You just take it as soon as you remember to, but taking it like 15 to 30 minutes before you have sugar is ideal, because then it's like in your system, your body knows that carbs are coming and it activates digestion in the mouth, which is your amylase enzyme. And that is what helps you break down sugar effectively. So taking ACV clear before, during, and after high sugar environments will give you that extra like insurance. And if you have tried apple cider vinegar before and you're like, whoa, I don't like this taste, you might still like ACV Clear. As far as bitters go, it is actually delicious. There's some
Oh,
orange and vanilla in there and some cinnamon. So it actually kind of tastes like Christmas to me.
I love taking it before meals, and I notice that my stomach also just feels so much better. Like it just feels like my food digested better and I get less of a food coma. So I always have this in my purse before one going out to any meal, like out at a restaurant, because I'm typically like eating a bit more than I would just be eating at home, but also any like holiday party, anything like revolved a little more around sugar and desserts. I have to have my ACV clear before.
I do it first thing in the morning. I love it. It wakes me up.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, this is your holiday supplement stack. So if you want to have like the best skin, sleep, and digestion of your life this holiday season, these are our go-tos. So ACV Clear, we've talked a lot about. Bitters and apple cider vinegar are very different than digestive enzymes. So ACV Clear with apple cider vinegar and digestive bitters are again a little more focused on curbing those blood sugar spikes and really priming the body for digestion. Like Danielle mentioned, the amylase enzyme that's produced in saliva that ACV Clear creates helps you break down carbs the best. But then enzymes are really great for breaking down food and absorbing more nutrients. So if you're someone that also gets bloated from eating certain foods, digestive enzymes help so much with that. We also included prebiotics for bowel support and inositol. Inositol is also beneficial for blood sugar, just in a different way. And so Glow Time is helping you with digestion, while ACV Clear is like the pre-process and blood sugar. And then pillow time, not only do I take this every single night, but where I find it really, really helpful is if I've had some sweet treats later at night and where I might struggle to go to sleep, or if I've had that glass of wine or some alcohol, there's a holiday party. And I don't know if anyone else gets this feeling when I have any wine, my like heart beats a little faster. I don't sleep well. I wake up in the middle of the night. I feel hot in the middle of the night, even if it's like one glass of something. This is where Pillow Time Mag comes in. Not only is it good to take every single night with magnesium to relax your body, L-theanine, again, inositol for that blood sugar support in the middle of the night, and melatonin, but it's also really great, again, if you've had any late night meals, late night sweet treats, or that glass of alcohol kind of close to bedtime. The inositol will help curb blood sugar while you're sleeping, which is really important. So it's going to help keep you asleep. The magnesium, again, to relax your body and make sure when you wake up in the morning, you're having nice, healthy bowels, getting rid of everything. And then the melatonin and L-theanine as well. So think about this as really calm, deep sleep and to help balance the body while you're sleeping. And then skin treats. This is your excuse to have a healthy skin treat that isn't full of sugar. I love having these. Like I literally had them last night. I turned to my fiance and I was like, I like need, we had dinner early and I was like, I need sugar. Like I need a sweet treat. And I ran for our skin treats, had a couple, and I felt like it completely hit my craving for the sugar without having like a chocolate chip cookie or something, right? Which I would not be sleeping well and feeling kind of bloated after that. So our skin treat, it has astaxanthin in it, which is really great for collagen and bouncy skin, and it has vitamin C and E. So this is going to be really helpful for like elasticity support, for skin hydration and collagen enhancing, while you just get your little sweet treat too.
And back to pore-clogging ingredients. I hope everyone here is familiar with our scanner that we provide on the website. You just copy and paste the ingredients to all your products into the scanner. It'll tell you in red if it has any pore cloggers, and you can kind of tell by where it is in the ingredient deck, like maybe how much is in there. Like if it's red and it's at the top, that means it's a significant portion of that formula and it should be avoided. If there's only one and it's at the bottom, you can be like, okay, I'll just test this out and see if it works for me. It's important to remember that clean beauty does not mean acne safe at all. Clean does not mean acne safe. Shout it from the rooftops. This is where I see people get tripped up a lot. Clean refers to endocrine disruptors and known toxins. That is obviously a very important conversation, but it's not the acne conversation. So clean products will be things that have like no parabens or phthalates or synthetic fragrance, things like that. It does not have anything to do with pore clogging ingredients. For example, you can have a lotion that is made of shea butter and coconut oil and isopropyl palmitate, but it doesn't have any parabens and it can still be considered clean. It will break you out like crazy. So, just reminder to check everything in the checker, even if it says clean. Or same thing goes with organic. Organic is great, but it doesn't have anything to do with pore cloggers. Organic beef tallow equals organic pimples. Just good reminder there. Organic is really important for food. It doesn't translate to anything in skincare. So it's important to make that distinction. Certain things that are floating around out there in the natural and clean space, but that can actually break you out: beef tallow, shea butter, anything with the word myristate. Be pretty careful with those. Olive oil, that's one where it's like it's a fantastic to eat, but when you put it on your face, it can be a little bit pore clogging. So there's a scale of 0 to 5 that's called the comedogenic scale. And most things fall somewhere in the middle. A 0 means it's completely acne safe, cannot clog your pores. Think of like water. Hyaluronic acid is also one. Then there's things that are a 5, meaning the moment you put it on your skin, it is starting to clog you up. Coconut oil is an example of a 5. Isopropyl myristate is an example of a 5. So there's a lot of things that are at the top of that scale that you just do not want to mess with whatsoever. A lot of things will fall in the middle of it. So that's why it's important to relate to products in proportion to like how acne prone you are. I know that I can't use a product that has a pore clogger in it. Some other people that aren't as acne prone, they might be able to get away with things that are like a 2 or something like that. So everyone's going to be a little bit different, but awareness around pore clogging ingredients is really, really critical. All right. Compromised skin barrier. Love that barrier health has become a topic. It's especially front of mind in the winter and drier seasons because dryness impacts our barrier in a major way. And when it's cold, we're sleeping with a heater maybe, or we're hanging out indoors with a heater, that dries out our skin barrier. When our skin barrier is compromised, even if it's just dried out, you're going to be way more reactive. You're going to be more prone to rashes. You're going to be prone to redness. You're going to be prone to, breaking out. You're going to be prone to itchiness. Everything is going to feel more sensitive. So signs of a broken barrier to watch out for is dryness and dehydration. You can get dehydrated and still be oily. For example, if you have naturally oily skin, but you're in the habit of taking really hot showers, you'll find that your skin is like bone dry after your shower, but a few hours later, you have thick oil in your T-zone. So that skin is a really good example of skin that's dehydrated, but also still oily. So dehydration is really important to pay attention to, and it'll look really dull. If your skin looks really dull, it's dehydrated. Increased redness or irritation, can be a sign of a barrier that is a little bit broken. If you feel like things are tingling more than normal, like say you have a alpha hydroxy product like an AHA serum or a BHA, and it normally doesn't tingle, but when you used it, last night it was tingling, that's a sign your barrier is getting a little bit drier. And it could be due to seasonal stuff like the heaters and whatnot. So just pay attention to how reactive your skin is to things. And that'll be a sign to either slow down your exfoliation a little bit, maybe shorten the length of time that you spend cleansing, and focus really, really well on hydration. Harsh topicals like Retin-A and tretinoin, those can be really, really damaging and irritating to the barrier. So use those with caution and always phase in very, very slowly. All right. How to repair your skin barrier. This is good information. Even if your barrier is fine right now, you always want to know how to repair it should anything ever happen. So you'd want to address underlying infections. You can do that by doing the acne lab panel or working with a functional medicine person. If you have underlying infection, it can always come out through your skin, and that can just result in an upset barrier. So you want to make sure that you're looking inward. When you're thinking about your skin, you also want to be looking inward. You can do things like mind, body, skin instead of trying to go the Accutane route. That will save your barrier because things like Accutane really, really, really hard on your barrier. For skincare, you want to focus on gentle yet effective products. You don't need to use a ton of benzoyl peroxide to control your acne. That will wreck your barrier. What you can do is use a mandelic acid. It's antibacterial, but it doesn't strip all the moisture out of your skin. You want to make sure that you calibrate your exfoliation to what your skin really needs and to what your climate is. For example, if you're in a more humid environment, you could do Clarity every night or every other night. If you go somewhere really, really dry, you might only do it like twice a week. So just calibrate your exfoliation according to your climate. For lifestyle, we scream it from the rooftops, no hot water on your face. Never let hot water touch your face. The worst thing you can do for your skin is stand in the shower and let hot water beat on your face. I did this for like decades until someone told me not to. Hot showers will absolutely ruin your skin barrier and cause you to age faster. So it's really, really important. In the morning, just do a cool splash. You can do a cool cleanse in the morning because you're not taking off that much. At night, when you are taking off your makeup, your sunscreen, and everything else that you had on that day, that's when you want to do a real cleanse. And that does require like some warm water. You just don't need it to be hot. Definitely, like that one tip will save your skin and make you age so much better. What else here? I think that's good. I want to pause for questions. Does anyone have any questions on the barrier?
Does anyone feel like they've struggled with this broken skin barrier before and have had to kind of get it back to a really strong baseline? I know when I look back through pictures of like I've had my waves of breakouts and acne even beyond like my really aggressive breakout, and I can tell when I've gone like really harsh on things where I'm like, whoa, okay, or I'm like on the East Coast during the winter and it just or I'm like skiing somewhere, I'm like, oh man, my skin is really feeling rough. So I go straight to those avoiding hot showers, no makeup wipes, like really focus on gentle cleansing and hydrating products, just get back to a really great baseline. Great question, Francis. Most of the times after an acne breakout, there tends to be some red spots and some dark spots left over from the acne that stick around. Oh, thank you. I've used Clearstem Cell Renew for months and somehow, I'm still not fully. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I guess we can answer. Yeah, this is great. So Danielle, let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
dark spots and red spots that I feel like someone is struggling with like seeing results with those post-pigmentation marks and what can help more.
First thing that comes to mind is that if your skin is still red after a breakout for that long, that's inflammation. So it could be internal, it could be external. If you're using tretinoin or Retin-A or adapalene, the red spots like won't go away. That's why I'm not a fan of those products, is they're so aggressive that it makes it nearly impossible for the scars to heal. It could also be water pressure from your shower just beating on your skin. It could also be water temperature. It could be something in your products is irritating your skin. Overusing benzoyl peroxide can do that too. I'm not a huge fan of benzoyl peroxide because it makes it a really hostile environment for the scars to heal. So they say they stay stuck in limbo. Another really important thing to make the red spots go away is using a zinc-based sunscreen. Chemical sunscreens, I feel like can be really irritating for some people, but also it's just not great sun protection. You don't know when it's wearing off. You can't physically see a shield. A zinc-based sunscreen will protect that skin so that it can heal, because if that skin is like raw and vulnerable and it gets UV exposure, it's going to stay dark, it's going to stay red. So removing inflammation and then protecting it with a zinc-based sunscreen every day, really big. And when you're applying Cell Renew, massage as much as possible. That's why it has the consistency that it does. When you massage, you activate circulation, and that's your own internal wound healing response. So definitely make sure to activate your circulation.
Another really great question. What is the best way to treat cystic acne after it's already formed?
Ice packing. Ice packing is huge, and you can do it multiple times a day without harming your skin. So you want to take, I just get an ice roller. Ice rollers are fantastic. You can keep it in the freezer, and on a cystic one, you can actually hold the ice roller to it and press with like pretty firm pressure to make that lymphatic fluid go back in. A lot of cystic acne is lymphatic fluid. So using pressure with the cold pressure only can really help calm it back down so that it becomes like more treatable. And then from there, you can use the sulfur mask and spot treatment. You can do that on entire affected areas, or you can just use it as a spot treatment. But you can actually ice pack, like you could do it 10 times a day, and it will make a huge difference.
I'm also going to drop the link for our clear kit for this one. So our clear skin routine is all of our best products for creating maximum change in your skin, especially if you're dealing with any breakouts. So I'll drop the link for this to you. It's like the perfect routine, morning, night. It just makes it really simple for you. I'm going to drop that in the, oh, it's not copying over. Okay, Danielle, do you want to talk through more of our barrier supporting holiday skin routine essentials?
Yeah, so everything you see here is really hydrating. So Gentle Clean is the non-stripping cleanser. It gets your makeup off without you having to like tug and use multiple steps or harsh solvents. A good cleanser is foundational. Got to have a good cleanser. Otherwise, you are just like over stripping your skin trying to get your makeup off every day, and it's just working against you. So a really good cleanser that gets your makeup off without you having to try so hard, and a cleanser that's free of sodium lauryl and lauryl sulfate, and a cleanser that's hydrating. This cleanser is actually proven to hydrate the skin for 8 hours even after you're done cleansing. That's pretty awesome. So effective and hydrating cleanser, Gentle Clean all the way. It's even really good at getting off eye makeup, which is important. Skin Spray All Day is the hypochlorous spray. It is designed to be more hydrating than the other hypochlorous sprays on the market. It has peptides, it has magnesium, it has milk thistle. It's so much more than just a hypochlorous. So it does have some wound healing and antimicrobial support, but it isn't a hydrating base. Golden Hour is the acne safe barrier restoring oil. It is cold pressed organic watermelon seed oil. It's phenomenal. It has a comedogenic rating of 0. It's one of the oils that's actually safe for acne. And there's a little bit of hyaluronic acid in there as well. So that one's incredibly hydrating. Hydroglow is like the cult favorite moisturizer. You can use it morning and night. It does have bakuchiol in it and plant stem cells. So it has 2 ingredients that help with anti-aging as well as being acne safe. Hydra Berry is like a thicker moisturizer. You can use it as a mask. You can use it as your moisturizer if you just prefer a thicker texture. You can also mix it with Hydro Glow. So Hydra Berry is like a supercharged barrier hydration mask slash super moisturizer. Hydra Berry is special because it has ceramides in it, and ceramides are like a star ingredient to restoring your barrier.
Any questions? Let's see. Um, Jacqueline, I'm going to drop you some of my favorite foundations. There's actually a lighter one that I've been loving. I've been using it every day for the last 2 weeks, and it's called Glass Tint by this company called Rodial. It's not at any like normal retailer. It's just on their website. But I just feel like it's that makeup, no makeup look where it gives you that perfect like flawless coverage without it look like you can't like see the makeup on your skin. They call it a tinted moisturizer. I don't think it's not a moisturizer. Like it's moisturizing, but I would not call this a moisturizer product. That's just like what they've called it. I really think it's like a lightweight hydrating foundation is more what I'd call it. Like I'd never use this like in my skincare routine as a moisturizer. I put moisturizer on and then I do this. But I dropped the link for that too. Okay, some more questions coming in. So someone asked, I had a VI peel on the 24th of October, and I wanted to know when I can have a facial in your clinic and start using your products. After the VI
Okay.
peel, they gave me products to use at home, and they ended up being full of pore-clogging ingredients, which I realized a little too late, and now I got some acne on my cheeks and neck. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened.
That happens all the time. And I went through that exact cycle
Oh.
for about a year. Before I became an esthetician, I started seeing an esthetician, and she would do these peels on me, and it comes with a little post peel kit. So not only was I peeling and having new acne, I couldn't do anything about it. And the products that I was using for the peel made me break out more. So it actually made my skin way worse. Unfortunately, that's common, but it is truly because of pore clogging ingredients. So you can get peels. The VI peel itself is actually really amazing. It's a great formula. It's really brightening, but you would just not use the post care. You can use the post care on your hands. You can put it on your knees. That's it. For post care for a peel or any professional treatment or laser treatment, I recommend doing Cell Renew and Hydra Berry. Hydra Berry, you can use post treatment for like pretty much anything you do. So keep that in the back of your mind because a lot of the treatments that we want to go get at med spas, they're going to be heat based, or they could be a peel, or they could be microneedling. After that, you want to be very careful what you put on your skin because it'll just go in deeper. So if there's pore cloggers in there, it will just go in deeper because you just did a peel. So that's why you can just use Hydra Berry as your backup for post treatment anything.
One of our estheticians chimed in with a great pointer just about the scrub. So everyone tolerates different levels of exfoliation. So we recommend starting with the scrub, starting at night, starting with every other night. Sometimes it depends on the weather, right? Like when it starts becoming winter and cold and you have the heat on in the house, it may only be beneficial to exfoliate with the scrub like 1 day a week. And in the summer, you may bump it up to like 4 days a week, right? And so this time of year, back to our holiday essentials, that's why we've been keeping it like really hydrating, barrier supporting, because your skin is already going through a little bit of turmoil just with the seasonality changes and the air conditioning getting removed and the heat being pumped through the houses, which just makes your skin really dry. And so that's why we recommend really hydrating, barrier supporting products during this time of year. But if you feel like your skin needs some exfoliation, incorporate that scrub 1 to 2 days a week in the winter and just see how much your skin benefits from it. We wanted to offer you guys a special little early Black Friday. And so feel free to enter the code BF26 at checkout for 26% off your entire order. We added a little screen grab, right? You can either scan the QR code, it'll take you right to our website, or you can also take a picture of this to have your holiday supplement stack in your holiday glowing, barrier supported skin this holiday season. So you can just feel like really, really good in your skin and make sure it just feels like really hydrated and protected this winter. So to answer another question, is Bright Me Up coming in stock for the Black Friday sale? Oh, I wish it'd be here in time so soon. It will be back soon. That one, guys, we did not expect that one to sell out so fast. That was not on purpose. It was really exciting that it sold out, right? But also we're so bummed because we wish we had the Bright Me Up toner for all of you. So it will be in stock very soon. We are getting it in stock as fast as we possibly can. But that one, honestly, just took the world by storm. It's really amazing. So anyone who hasn't tried the Bright Me Up toner, please add yourself to the wait list for it and you'll be notified as soon as it comes back in stock, and we will get it for you. But it's a very transformative toner, and it goes into like the barrier support conversation where it's not a toner that dries out your skin, strips your skin. Your skin actually feels so good after you use it, not like tight, dry, and destroyed. So it's the toner that you actually want to have in your routine. And you would use the toner. So after you cleanse in the evening, you would use the toner first. Then you'd use your serums, and you always end with your moisturizer. So like in this routine, it would go, it would like take the place of number two, right? So you'd probably swap out skin spray for the Bright Me Up and save skin spray for like after your routine or later in the day. But as far as the evening goes, you'd cleanse and then use the Bright Me Up toner and then everything else after that. All right, anyone, any last questions?
Oh, PSA, we do have mini sizes of a lot of these products. Our Hydration Heroes minis is amazing. Highly recommend you guys grab them. That way you can try all the hydrating options, and you can make sure you like keep one in your carry-on so you always have a backup.
Oh, yay, just got the kit. The kit is so cute, the minis kit. Um, that one is our last three products on here. So where it says hydrate, moisturize, restore, it's our golden hour, Hydro Glow, and Hydro Berry. So like your go-to hydrating minis, and they're so fun to have. All of our products except for the face washes are already like TSA friendly travel size, but I love the minis because if you want just like if you're like only traveling with a carry-on, right? Because you're like, I'm not checking bags, it's the holidays, I don't want anything lost. It definitely brings down like when I just traveled to visit family, I brought my minis instead of the full sizes, and I was like, oh, it saves like so much room and weight as well. So the minis are just like really great to have for on the go and holiday travel. And they also make such a great gift. I went to a really fun holiday party on Monday night. My friend, if anyone wants an idea for a really fun holiday party, my friend throws this favorite things party every single year where instead of like a white elephant gift exchange where it's like you don't really like what everyone got, everyone has to bring like their favorite product that's $50 or less, or like assortment of products. So when I tell you guys these products, like something everyone brings is so cool because it's literally everyone's favorite things. And someone brought the Clearstem minis kit, and I was really excited. When I showed up and someone had the minis kit, it got stolen like six times. And it was really funny. So it's a really great like gift for the holidays, great for like gift exchange parties, things like that. You really can't go wrong with it. Love the minis kits for that. Any other questions before we hop? Well, thank you guys so much. It was so wonderful to spend our evening with you all. This is such a joy just to be able to connect with you all around the holidays, really be that sounding board for all things skin health, and just being here to answer any and all your questions. We really appreciate you all being here, and we just always have such a fun time hanging out.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much for the good energy. Caitlin, I want to give you a shout out. You have amazing energy. I can
you
literally feel
do.
it. Thank you.
I
And
second that.
thank you to the Clearstem team, the girls that are on from Clearstem. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you all.
No, thank you for putting this on. We love these. Can't wait for many more. And feel free to always give us feedback. We love hosting these master classes. We do a lot of different themes for these master classes. Root cause of acne. Of course, we have our holiday one, all these things. And so if you have any ideas for future master classes and themes and things that you want to learn more about with all things skin health, hormones, you name it, please feel free to just let us know, give us feedback because we're always adding new ideas. In Alexandria, there will be replay access. We have a master class page on our website that we have past master classes on, and then this one will get added too. So if you just search master class on our website, and then also I'll just like see where it is. I think it's under like we have a learn tab. We have learn, we have I believe we also have a search bar. You can just type in like masterclass. Let me see. Masterclass Library. Okay, perfect. It's in our skincare learning center. Yep. And so we have all of them up there and you can listen to past episodes. There we go. Thank you, Piera. Piera dropped our Masterclass Library for us. So you can click that link that says Masterclass Library and listen to all past eps.